All 15 detainees transferred from the U.S. military facility at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, were allegedly linked to al-Qaeda or other terrorist groups. 2 were suspected of being bodyguards for Osama bin Laden. They were transferred to the United Arab Emirates, where they will be held until they're deemed safe to release.
The detainees have been vetted through what is a very rigorous process, and I can assure you that it's a very rigorous process.
A lawyer for one of the detainees praised the transfer.
The new life will entail not being in a prison, but being under fairly restrictive limitations to begin with. But I hope that at some point his family will be able to come see him from Yemen, and I hope then he'll be able to get on and get a job, and what he really wants to do is be married and have a family.
Guantanamo Bay has been a focus of international outrage for years. U.S. President Barack Obama has vowed to close the facility, but the U.S. Congress has barred the transfer of detainees onto U.S. soil. Critics of the Republican Party say it's reckless to release the prisoners and create a situation where those detainees could launch attacks against the U.S. or its allies. A small number of detainees released in the past have gone on to conduct terrorist attacks, but the U.S. says the risk is minimal.
Various countries and governments who have accepted them have worked very hard to maintain surveillance of these individuals, to keep track of them, keep an eye on them, if you will, to ensure that they no longer pose a security threat to anyone, not just the American people, but to anyone.
Attempts to try detainees have dragged on for years. Some prisoners, like accused 9/11 planner Khalid Sheikh Mohammed, were subjected to torture, what the U.S. calls enhanced interrogation techniques. That means much of what he has said would likely not be admissible in a trial. American authorities have also been wary of discussing classified information in open court. The 61 prisoners still at Guantanamo Bay remain in legal limbo. It's unclear what will happen to Guantanamo Bay after the upcoming U.S. presidential election. The Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton has vowed to close the facility, but she'll face all the same legal and political obstacles as President Obama. The Republican nominee Donald Trump says he will not only keep the facility open, he's vowed to expand it. Jim Spellman, CCTV, Washington.